Some countries feel new, still finding their voice. Others carry centuries of history on their shoulders, but Egypt is something else entirely. It's often called the cradle of civilization, a place where writing, art, architecture, and organized government first came to life. When we ask which is the oldest country in the world, the answer isn't simple. But Egypt almost always makes the top of that list. Why? Because it's not just old, it's continuously alive, holding on to its past while still moving forward. Imagine a place where the same river, the Nile, has given life to people for over 5,000 years. A place where pyramids built thousands of years ago still stand tall, where ancient languages have echoed through time, and where rulers like Cleopatra and Ramses left a legacy that still fascinates us. This isn't just history, it's a living connection to the beginnings of organized human life. In this video, we're going to break down why Egypt is often called the oldest country in the world. We'll count down 10 incredible facts that show just how deep Egypt's roots go. From early kings to scientific breakthroughs, every point brings us closer to understanding how this country earned its place in the story of humanity. Let's begin. Number 10. Over 5,000 years of continuous civilization. Egypt's history doesn't just go back thousands of years. It's one of the few places on Earth where civilization never truly broke. Most ancient empires rose and fell, leaving only ruins behind, but Egypt kept going. It began as a collection of farming communities along the Nile around 3100 BCE, and soon became a unified kingdom under the first pharaoh, Narmer. Since then, Egypt has always had people, culture, and leadership, whether under Egyptian kings, Persian rulers, Greeks, Romans, Arabs, or modern Egyptians. This continuous thread of culture and society is rare. While many other ancient civilizations disappeared, Egypt adapted and survived. That's what makes it stand out, not just its age, but its ability to endure. Number 9. The world's first nation-state. Many historians consider Egypt to be the first real nation-state. Around 3100 BCE, when Upper and Lower Egypt were unified under one ruler, it marked one of the earliest examples of a centralized government ruling over a defined territory with a shared identity. This wasn't just a city or tribe, it was a full kingdom with organized laws, taxes, armies, and religion. This idea of a unified country with a capital, an administrative system, and shared language was revolutionary. Before Egypt, human communities were mostly tribal or city-based. Egypt created the blueprint for what a nation could be. Number 8. Home of one of the oldest writing systems. When you think of ancient writing, hieroglyphics probably come to mind. Egypt's writing system wasn't just beautiful, it was one of the first ever created. The earliest hieroglyphs date back to around 3200 BCE, which makes them over 5,000 years old. These symbols were used for everything: carving laws on stone, writing religious texts on tomb walls, and recording daily life on papyrus. What's even more fascinating is how much writing influenced Egypt's culture. Scribes were highly respected. Writing wasn't just about communication. It was tied to power, religion, and identity. And thanks to these writings, we know so much about ancient Egypt's beliefs, politics, medicine, and even jokes. Number 7. The pyramids, architectural wonders of the ancient world. When we talk about ancient Egypt, it's impossible not to mention the pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 2560 BCE, is one of the oldest and most incredible structures on Earth. It was the tallest man-made building in the world for over 3,800 years. And even today, we're still amazed by how it was built without modern tools or machinery. But the pyramids aren't just about size. They reflect how advanced ancient Egypt was. To build these massive tombs, the Egyptians had to understand engineering, mathematics, astronomy, and logistics. The precision with which the pyramids align with the stars still baffles scientists today. Number 6. Religion and mythology that shaped the world. Ancient Egyptian religion wasn't just spiritual, it shaped the entire society. Egyptians believed in hundreds of gods and goddesses, each connected to nature, life, and the afterlife. Gods like Ra, Osiris, Isis, and Anubis weren't just worshipped, they influenced how Egyptians lived, governed, and even built their cities. This belief system created some of the most iconic symbols in history: the Eye of Horus, the scarab, beetle, and the ankh. Temples were built to honor these deities, filled with rituals that lasted for centuries. Even the concept of life after death, which influenced religions like Christianity and Islam, has roots in ancient Egyptian beliefs about the soul's journey. Number 5. Advances in science, math, and medicine. You might not think of ancient Egypt as a scientific powerhouse, but it was. The Egyptians developed early forms of surgery, dental work, and even brain surgery. Their doctors wrote medical texts that described diseases and treatments in surprising detail. In mathematics, they understood geometry, which they used to measure land and build structures. Their calendar, based on the movement of the stars and the Nile's floods, was extremely accurate. They also created early tools for timekeeping and land surveying. These scientific advances weren't just for show, they helped Egypt thrive in farming, construction, and government. Number 4. Influence on language and culture worldwide. While modern Egyptians speak Arabic, the ancient Egyptian language influenced many others. The Greek alphabet took inspiration from earlier scripts, including Egyptian ones, and many English words like chemistry have roots in Chem. The ancient word for Egypt. Beyond language, Egyptian culture spread through trade, conquest, and curiosity. Number 3. A political legacy that still shapes the Middle East. Throughout its history, Egypt has been a center of political power in the region. During ancient times, the pharaoh wasn't just a king, he was considered a god on earth. This idea of divine rulership shaped leadership styles across Africa. And the Middle East, even after Egypt was conquered by other empires, it remained important. When the Arabs arrived in the 7th century, Egypt became a major Islamic center. In modern times, leaders like Gamal Abdel Nasser played huge roles in shaping Arab nationalism. Egypt continues to be a political and cultural leader in the region. Number 2. One of the most documented civilizations on Earth. What makes Egypt especially unique is how much we know about it. Thanks to well-preserved tombs, temples, scrolls, and artifacts, we have an incredibly detailed picture of daily life in ancient times. We know what people wore, what they ate, how they prayed, and even how they entertained themselves. Most ancient civilizations left behind little more than ruins. But in Egypt, the desert climate preserves so much. We found letters, legal documents, business records, love poems, and even children's toys from thousands of years ago. This gives us a human connection to people who lived long before us. Number 1. The legacy that refuses to fade. And finally, the number 1 reason Egypt is seen as the oldest country in the world: it's still here, and it still matters. Unlike other ancient civilizations that were completely wiped out, Egypt's cultural thread never snapped. You can visit modern Cairo and see skyscrapers standing beside ancient mosques and temples. You can visit Luxor and see tombs built 3,000 years ago, still telling their stories. Egyptians today are proud of their heritage. It's not locked away in museums, it's part of everyday life. From the designs in jewelry to the names of streets, from school lessons to national pride, the past lives on. Egypt isn't just old. It's alive with history, still adding chapters to a story that began over 5 millennia ago. So when we ask, what's the oldest country in the world? The answer may not be simple, but Egypt certainly earns its place at the top. With more than 5,000 years of continuous civilization, groundbreaking inventions, incredible architecture, and a legacy that still shapes our world today, Egypt is more than a country, it's a story of human achievement that refuses to be forgotten. If you enjoyed this journey through time, make sure to like this video and share it with anyone who loves history. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from around the world. There's always something new to learn, especially from the ancient world. Thanks for watching.